So could you tell me, Sir John, how you're going to empower this passion?
Well, obviously I'm presenting here a vision of the main areas that I think need to be looked deeply into. This needs to be worked through in a very practical way with the educational authorities, with individual schools. Some school teachers, I think, would be very open and very enthusiastic to do some of these things. I don't think there's any one way to do these things. What I think we should do is have the school authorities to say these are the important areas that need to be covered, and then those school teachers who want some support and help to see how they can do that should have the opportunity to learn and get that help. But I think it's very important that teachers and things work these things through for themselves, have their own choices in it, and not just have one way of doing this. But I do think that I cannot stress enough that the things that I've mentioned there, I think, are very, very fundamental to the education of the future. And it's time to change. It is transformation time for education.
Not just education?
I think a lot of the things that that I've mentioned here actually are really applying across the board, because the humanity is facing a lot of very big challenges now with the environment, with the economic concerns that we have, and it's not stable, and it's not likely to be very stable in the future either. We have the problems of the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, and the social injustice that reflects that, and some of the social distress that reflects that. There are a lot of things that are not working too well in our society, and many, many of those things can be traced back to, I would say, some obsolescence in what we are doing in our education. I don't think we're waking up to the big picture. I think we're too focused on the detail and not looking at the context within which education is taking place. A lot of work to be done, and there's a lot of people who are very, very capable of doing that. We need to liberate them to bring to education what education needs.
And what would one action point be that you would like to see generated from this interview?
Well, I think there are many different things. I think we need to support the teachers and not have them being completely focused on the league tables and those sort of things. I think we need to work with parents. I think it's very important to work with parents, because children need to be supported by the system around them, and I don't think parents are as good as they could be today at supporting the process of children going forth into the life of the future. And so I think we'd have to look at the whole system in which the schooling takes place, and of course that includes the examination procedures as well. So all these things have to be looked at, and serious attempts to explore those things, I think, is what has to happen. I do think that if there was one component of what I'm saying, is that I really think it's crucial that we shift from, not by denying the importance of knowledge, but by putting much more emphasis on the human skills, what could be called the internalities, those things that come from inside ourselves, which is where wisdom comes from, not just with age. A lot of people have wisdom that needs to be drawn out, whereas knowledge is an externality which is brought in from outside. So that would be the most important of all those things.
That's really fantastic, and I'm really grateful for your time. You've certainly inspired me, and thank you very much, Sir John.
Thank you.